Zombie apocalypse.
Now then, we are back again for another starting roster skill up video. And today, we are doing Khemri. They've just been given a nice new stadium. And I must admit, the stadium looks fantastic. Khemri are always a team what are really tough to play against, especially with 4 developed Tomb Guardians. And basically what we're gonna do, we're gonna have a look at a few teams as usual, a few starting rosters. Then I'm gonna tell you which roster I would pick to try and qualify for the official Cyanide Cup, and then we'll have a look how to skill up the players and why we skill them up that way. So without further ado, let's get on with it then. So let's have a look at the first roster, and this roster lets you take all 4 Tomb Guardians. So if you want a roster with 4 Tomb Guardians, this is what you're looking at. Now then, you only get 2 team rerolls. So that is a massive problem. Well, I say a massive problem, because obviously if you look at your team, you've only got 2 pieces with block. So on a bad day, you're going to churn through them rerolls pretty quickly. So what I've done, I had 20k left in the bank, so I've given myself 1 cheerleader and 1 coach assistant. So they'll help me with any kickoff rolls to try and get that much needed 3rd reroll. But obviously with this build, you've got your 4 Tomb Guardians, you've got your 2 blockers, you've got 2 throw rounds. I think it's always important to have more than 1 throw with the Khemri, because you need one at either side of the pitch. And because everything's agility 2, having that built-in reroll with sure hands is fantastic and much needed. And it's rounded up by having 3 skeletons as well. So, you know, this is the strongest lineup you're going to get. The only negative is, like I said, you only get the 2 team rerolls, so obviously 140k to get a 3rd team reroll is quite expensive. But hey, that's what you have to. That's the price you pay if you want to go with 4 Tomb Guardians earlier. Now then, the next build we're going to have a look at has 3 Tomb Guardians. So you got your 2 throwers, you got your 2 blockers or blitzers, what you want to call them. 3 Tomb Guardians, 4 skeletons, but you do get the very important 3rd reroll. So that will make you a bit more safer in that respect, and it's still a decent team. I suppose on the negatives, it does give you an extra AV7 piece on the pitch. So, but again, apart from that, you've got everything else there, and obviously it only costs you 100k to get a Tomb Guardian, where if you did it the other way around, it costs you 140k to get a reroll. So you're going to end up saving yourself 40 grand in the long run. And finally, we have this build, what basically has just the 1 thrower, 2 blitzers, 3 Tomb Guardians, but it does give you the extra skeleton. So you've got 6 skeletons, so you've got a 12-man team, so you've got the bench player, and you've still got your 3 team rerolls. So if you're looking for something with a bench, this would be the way to go. The only concern I'd have is having just the 1 thrower. Yes, you could drop a blitzer. I wouldn't recommend that, but that would be another way you could get yourself another thrower, but no. So basically, which one would I take out of the 3 teams? It is really tough because I really want the 4 Tomb Guardians, but I think this build is probably the safer build out the 2. And I'd just probably go with this build. And like I say, it's going to be much more likely quicker getting enough money for a Tomb Guardian than it will be to get enough money for a 140k reroll. So I'd probably go with this one. So you've got your Tomb Guardian roster. You've picked which one you want out of them 3 or whatever you decided. And how do we skill them up? Right then. Well, let's start with the throwers. Now, I certainly wouldn't recommend this build, but hey, I've done it anyway, like I've done for most of my other videos. Here is your offensive throwing build. The problem is only agility 2. And what you got to remember as well is the people who are catching it are only agility 2 as well. So, you know, it's a major problem and should only be used as a last resort. But hey, you've decided, don't care, Bernie, I want a guy who can throw the ball. If you do, this is what happens. So you've already got pass already. You've got sure hands regen. On normal rolls, accurate, nerves of steel, both good. Dump off's really good with nerve steel if someone hits your ball carrier. Hail Mary is really good in defensive ways. If your cage is crumbling or you've had to run back into your own end zone, they're all chasing you, you're going to lose the ball, and you can just throw it on a 2+ anywhere on the pitch. And also, you can surprise a few people as well, because if they don't realise you've got Hail Mary and they come forward and you sneak a few out the back, there's a really good chance of you pull off an amazing trick play and getting yourself a touchdown. On a double, strong arm, definitely, because obviously it helps you're throwing the ball from short range onwards with a +1. So, and leader, hey, considering a lot of you guys won't have block, and you've been doing a lot of blocking with Tomb Guardians, leader's always good to give the 4-3 roll. But like I said, I wouldn't use this build personally myself. This is more of a normal build for a throw around, in my opinion, and I would build 2 guys very similar like this. I'd start off with block. Anytime I roll a double, I'd get dodge. Kickoff return is fantastic. Really, really helpful because you're only movement 6, and sometimes you can get a free shot trying to catch the ball as well, what's always important with low agility. And fend is good as well, because obviously if they do hit you and you're luckily they don't get you down, being able to put distance between yourself and the guy who hits you is always good. And other skills, like we've already discussed about leader, Hail Mary is another skill I would take late. And if I rolled a double, then definitely would take dodge, because a bludge thrower has a lot better chance of staying on his feet, and you've got to be careful because they're only armor 7. So this is basically the sort of build I would definitely go for. Regarding stat ups, movement, yeah, I take movement, definitely. Get that nice movement 7. Strength, definitely take strength, so that give me nice strength 4. Agility, yeah, you take agility every day of the week. Armor, again, my philosophy on throwers, or in throwers in general, is I don't take it because we should be protecting the ball carrier. So he shouldn't get that many hits on him, dare I say. Right then, your Blitzers. These guys you're expecting to give you a bit of mobility and punch. Obviously, this is what I call a kill ra. Comes obviously with block already, with regen. You've got Mighty Blow, Pile on, they should be first 2 skills to take. Follow up with Tackle or Frenzy, and then round off with Guard, because obviously you need, even though you've got 4 strength 5 pieces, if you can get as much Guard as possible, it's going to make it really difficult for your opposition. I know I keep saying this on quite a few of the videos, but Guard is important. So make sure you take it. So let's have a look. So just check, see, I've got some little lager out outside my house. Just see what it was doing. Not lager outs really. Right then, so that's that one done. Let's have a look at the next Blitzer. So we have block, guard, stand firm, mighty blow, tackle, and dodge. So again, this is a really good build again. Obviously, guard and stand firm work well together, and then obviously mighty blow in conjunction with them 2 skills is always really nice also. And obviously on a double, take dodge, and then obviously take tackle, just to basically round out the Blitzer. So like I said, the killer build is pretty good, and that's how I like to build man. But obviously, if not, that would be something. That would be another way I'd be looking at of their building. So there's your 2 Blitzers. Now the Tomb Guardians. Now this is one of the reasons I won't play Khemri that often, is because of this ridiculous trait, decay. Because it's just a nightmare, absolute nightmare. Because these guys take so long to level up, and then you guys are going to get injured no matter how much protection you give them. But to get one of these guys injured and then for the opponent to roll twice on the injury table, yeah, you've got regen, but if regen fails, you've had it. And that really puts me off. If they didn't have decay, I would so definitely play Khemri a lot more. But it is what it is, so we have to deal with it. So how would I get these done? Obviously, the big thing is, if you roll a double, first thing you should take is block. Definitely block. Because obviously it makes them so much more reliable, and it helps them on offense and in defense as well. On your normal standard rolls, Mighty Blow, Guard, they're the two you should be taking. I'll take Mighty Blow first for the main reason, because I'm strength 5. Guard, although he's important, is not as important as he would for most other teams. So I'd go Mighty Blow first, try and get them casualties racking up so I get to my next level quicker. Then I'd go Guard, and then I'd go Stand Firm, because obviously, you know, having them guards there not moving, so if they don't knock you down, they're either going to have to dodge or get hit on your turn. If you roll another double, and luckily to roll 2 doubles, then a Blodge Stand Firm Tomb Guardian has got to be one of the worst things to go against in the game. So, you know, this build is fantastic. And obviously you've also got, you know, one more skill to go as well. Just going back to the Blitzer, I would take Strength, definitely upgrade. Movement, probably not. Armor, again, depends. If further on the line, I'll take it. And Agility, I'd never say no to Agility, to be honest, so I'll probably take that. So, there we go. So, back to this. So, that's a really solid build. And to be honest, I would probably look to build 3-4 of them like this, because I think that's the best build for them. If you want a killer Tomb Guardian, then it's quite simple. Mighty Blow, piling on, and then still go with Guard, because you want to build as much Guard as possible. Other side of roll with W, take Block. If after you roll Block, you roll another double, then you've got Dodge, will protect your guy. You got Frenzy, will give you 2 shots of trying to get the guy down, or Tackle, again, what helps you against bludgers. And the word of warning with these guys, though, is if they're on the floor, you know, get prepared to protect them, or they're going to get fouled. And the thing is, as well, is you really want your 4 Tomb Guardians stood up at all times. You're better off using the Blitzer, as I call them, the Killer Ras, to be your Mighty Blow killing pieces, to be honest. But this is how you would do it if you wanted a killy Tomb Guardian. Now, if you want something a bit different, this is the way to go. You give them Juggernaut. When they roll a double, give them Dodge, and then Break Tackle. So obviously Strength 5, so you've got a 4+ with a built-in reroll, and you're basically trying to break into that cage. Now, the key here is, because they haven't got the Lone skill, you can forgo the Dodge and give yourself Block instead. Like, with a lot of my builds with the Strength 5, I always go Dodge, Break, Tackle, because obviously, you know, you don't want to be rolling a 4+ to use a reroll. So, I'm just showing you both ways you can do it. You can still go with the Juggernaut, Dodge, Break, Tackle route, or you could go Juggernaut, Break, Tackle, Block route, and then as long as you've got a reroll, then you can use that if you fail it. And yet again, Guard, obviously, is always good to have. And like I said, this sort of build is always going to be a bit worrying to your opponent, especially if he's near a cage. And I can see the uses in this, for sure. And finally, the final Tomb Guardian I'm going to have a look at. It's very similar to what we've got. Block on a double, Stand Firm, Guard, Mighty Blow. The difference with this one, it has Grab. Obviously, if you've got Grab, you can, even if you don't knock him down, you can manipulate him to be kept with you. And you can just basically start collecting 2-3 of the opponents in your tackle zones. And if you've got assists on the assists from your other Tomb Guardians, then it's going to be really good to try and keep as many of them tied up as possible with as little of your players as possible. So, you know, I can see Grab being useful as well. But me personally, I will Mighty Blow, Guard, and Stand Firm, and obviously Block first. For double up, for stat ups, Strength, I wouldn't say no to Strength, but I prefer to have Block first. Agility, won't bother with that. Movement, I won't bother with. And Armor, won't bother with. So the only thing I'd consider taking on Tomb Guardian is Strength. Now then, the Lamb Rats. Well, obviously, Dirty Player Lamb. Did I say Lamb Rat? Sorry. Khemri Lambman. Obviously, nice and cheerful at 40 TV. And Dirty Player gives you a nice fouling option at 60 TV. Definitely have a couple of these bad boys. At least one, probably two. One for each half. And get booting the living daylights out your opponent. Here's another build. Block and Fend I always found quite good combination, especially on agility 2 pieces. So basically, if they don't knock you down, it's a push or something like that, they can't follow up. And even if they do knock you down and it's just a standard block, they ain't going to be able to follow you up either. So you'll be able to get up and, yeah, granted you won't move very far, at least you won't be getting up and getting hit repeatedly. And with armor 7, that is important to try and get as less hits on these guys as possible. And also you could use these guys on the front line as well with Block and Fend. If you roll a double, to me, the best thing to do is get guard. The more guard you've got, the better it is, and the more you'll dominate the middle. If you want a skeleton built to get the ball loose, well, it's quite simple, and the roll on normal roll, so that's pretty good. Start with wrestle, and then either strip ball or tackle, whichever one you choose second. Choose the next one third, and then probably after that, I'd probably look at frenzy, just to get 2 extra bites of the cherry, and these can be surprisingly quite useful. Again, you know, I wouldn't have many of these guys. But if you can get one in your team, then they're always an extra option, aren't they? Now here's an interesting one, what people probably won't realise or have used much. Basically, if you roll a double, get diving tackle. Because what this guy can do, you keep him near, well, just beyond your defensive line. And if something tries to get through or scoring threat, you tag him with this guy. But you're tagging with 2 players. So if there's a Tomb Guardian already on him, put this guy next to the Tomb Guardian. So then he'll either, if he's normal strength 3, he's going to have to bring more players to help him try and take this guy out, especially if the Tomb Guardian's got guard already. And that means there's more players around your Tomb Guardian as well to keep them in place. So that's even better, meaning there'll be gaps further along in his offensive line. So, you know, it's really good. And if he decides to try and dodge away, then obviously it's -2 to the roll. And if you can follow it up with tackle, fantastic. These are really annoying little things. You don't always have to have sidestep to make these useful. And, you know, try it. Get 1 or 2 guys with diving tackle. Keep them there. And then when you've got a Tomb Guardian on them, then bang him on. Or even a skeleton with guard. And this guy in tandem would work well also. Just try it. You'll be surprised with the results. Anyway, so that is it. The last thing to say, I would never turn down strength. I don't think I'll take agility on a normal skeleton, really. I know a lot of people will, but I probably won't. Movement 6, it's potential. And armor, I'd take armor if he's going to be a line of scrimmage. If he already had the other skills. Apart from that, I won't bother. And there we basically go. So Khemri, a very good team. And they've got a lot of power and strength. They can be built into a fantastic team. And it wouldn't surprise me if one day, on one of the formats, someone does win a championship with Khemri. The problem you're going to have with Khemri is if you lose your Tomb Guardians, because it's a massive blow. And they're taking age to... just taking absolute age to level back up again to a decent standard. And with Decay... it really is worrying, so be careful to protect these at all times. And like I say, Claw, Mighty Blow, Pile on pieces are your worst nightmare. Granted, they are strength 5, but even on a red die block, if you've got no block on they have, there's a good chance they're going to get you down. So try and be as careful as possible with Tomb Guardians. That's why I like this build. If you can get, you know, but again, you need 2 doubles, and the chance again, you're pretty happy if you get just a 1 double, aren't you? So to get 2 would be amazing. But there you go. Like I say, if you've got any ideas, please put them in the comments. Or if you want to ask me any questions, feel free to do it, and I will reply as quick as I can to anything you ask me. And subscribe, because obviously I'm doing all 24 races. We've got quite a lot done now. We're still churning them out. We did humans earlier. Now we've done Khemri. And, you know, we're getting there. we're getting there. We've still got Chorfs or Case Dwarfs. They're going to be pretty soon. We've got the Chaos to do. We've got Nurgle to do. So, you know, there's a few others as well. Dark Elves, I think, is another one. So, you know, plenty to do. And then obviously, like I say, we on the PS4 and the Xbox One, we're going to have our own weekly shows where we discuss with special guests. I've got a few guests already lined up for the PS4. I'm going to be asking some of the Xbox One coaches to come and help me with the show on the Xbox, and we'll be doing it once a week, probably either Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It'll come out one of them days. It'll be available obviously on YouTube, and we'll be talking about what's gone on in the week in the world of Blood Bowl on the official Cyanide Cup competition. So it should be fun and fantastic, and we've got a few quizzes and games to go along with that as well. So that's me done. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye. Myself. Take me right